Hi everyone, Cody here. So right there is a domestic cherry tree which I have planted inside of a grove of these choke cherries. Last I checked on it, the grasshoppers had eaten all the leaves off of it, and that was kind of in the fall. You can see the choke cherries are starting to bud out. I'm gonna have a look at this tree, see if it's still alive. Whoa. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still green. I don't see much in the way of, yeah, there's buds up there. Yeah, it's all coming out of the wood there. It'll probably send up a bunch of shoots out the bottom again. Well, I'll definitely try to get some insecticide on it this year so that don't happen again. It's not gonna grow well for probably some time, but it is still alive. Looks like the other one down there, that's in the same boat. Ultimately what I came up here for though is to try putting some grafts of these domestic cherries onto the wild cherries right there. Let's try these single trees. Let's see if we can get one of these grafts to take. Let's just do one of these. I'll just do a whip and tongue graft. Let's see, where's about the right size? Near the tip, actually. So, all you do for these is you split the wood a little. And then you jam them together, basically. Okay. Take this up. Break off those. Okay. Now I'm going to cover this with a plastic bag to preserve moisture. Just like that. Seal it up, leaving just a little bit for air. Put a little bit more tape on there just to hold it in place. And a paper bag to block the sunlight. Just like that. With any luck, this will grow into a cherry tree that produces the domestic fruit. I've got multiple varieties of cherry tree here that I can try. That one's Stella. There's a Bing. We'll see if any of these will work. So I'm going to do a bunch more of these. Okay, so I had two of them right here. Whew. Okay, let's see if they took. And it's dead. So that one didn't take. Let's look at this one. That one's alive. That's Stella. So I'm gonna actually leave the bag on this one for a little longer. It's right here in the direct sunlight. I don't want to burn in the leaves. The bag does let a little bit of light through, so they're not gonna die due to lack of light. What I might be able to do is like take a little tear in it. Might do that kind of down lower, just a little bit more light in. Okay, so this one here was the Bing cherry. It's not leafed out yet, but that bud still is green. It's still supple, so it's still alive. I think I'll put the bag and stuff back on. I'll check on it again in a few weeks. So right here's one of the choke cherries that I've grafted the domestic sweet cherries to it. You see I did 3 or 4 different varieties to see what it'd take. Look at this. It's got leaves on it. What type was this? That was a Stella. Okay. It's actually growing. Look at that. Camera will focus. It's growing. Stella sweet cherries on this choke cherry. What I'll do probably now is trim off all these little branches that come off. You know, once I'm sure this is alive, cut that and make so this is one stick coming up, so it delivers all the energy into this. I don't know how necessary that is. These things do like to bush out. Pull that one off. Okay, this one it's budding out, but it doesn't have leaves on it. So, let's see, it's not wrinkly, so it's not dead. It just hasn't budded out yet. Put this back on. Let's go look at one of the others. Okay, so that's Lapins. That one's got leaves on it too. See that? Excellent. That's even got a flower. Gotta undo the bag. Oh, that's pretty. It's another one that worked. Awesome. In case you're wondering, I did try to graft some choke cherries to the domestic cherries. You see I've got here what I'm calling my Frankentrees next to my beehive in the house in town. Now of course I don't plan on living here for very much longer, and so I put these trees in these buckets so they'd be, you know, sort of portable. I could in theory load these on the back of a trailer and haul them somewhere for when I'm living more permanently. So the only choke cherry that I got to successfully graft was this one right here. That's a choke cherry on this tree, which is the tart cherry. You can see there, which I guess makes sense because the tart cherries are more closely related. Also on this tart cherry I have one of these sweet cherry branches, which also grew. So that's good. I'll have sweet, tart, and choke cherry all in one plant. Of course, we will have to wait till next spring before we know for sure that these branches are going to take. But seeing how they're leafed out and they're growing in the sunlight, they're probably good. By the way, I would take the bag off once they had full leaves on. I did leave the paper bag on for a while, just to, you know, slowly tearing it open, kind of like this, so that the light could slowly get on them so it didn't burn through the branches. Like this one here, I took the paper bag off too early and it burned the leaves and killed it. The sun scorched it. So this is the flowering cherry, and it would have probably taken had I not taken the bag off too early. But I haven't gotten anything to graft to that, including the choke cherry. I'll probably try again next year. I actually got some choke cherries here. These are the Canadian Red. I figured these would be closely related to the wild ones we have growing here in Utah. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything to graft to these. Now, I'm not sure if that's just because of my grafting skills or if they're actually incompatible. My sample size is pretty small, but yeah, take that as it's worth. I did try to graft a choke cherry to this sweet cherry here. I didn't get that to take, of course. There's a sweet cherry. I did get the Bing, and up here on the top is the Stella, which also took. And this one's actually looking really nice. This one is apple, of course. I'm not doing just cherries. I didn't get anything to graft to this, mostly because I started too late on it. You can see I've got them hooked up to my aquaponic system. You can see down in here, the camera will focus, so I've got water comes out of these and into that. I still need to do the sprinklers, of course. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to have multiple varieties on each tree. Well, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Apple tree survived, huh? That's good.
They don't have a tag anyway.